Travel, beauty, fashion, entertainment, arts, fitness, celebrity interviews, and inspiring, engaging conversations with some of the best new and old music around. All this and more when you tune into On the Go with Tiffany Patton podcast. Now, here's your host, Tiffany Patton.
Good afternoon. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty right here in the beautiful Foundation Studios. And I am downtown Detroit with a room full of guests. And I'm so excited to have them here. I have no other than, I just call them boss ladies, because every time I see them, that's all I see. These are women who are truly taking print media by storm in a brand new way here in the city of Detroit, but abroad. And they're just not, see, what I love about these ladies is that they just don't have, I'm just saying, okay, they're not just digitally online. They're on print as well. So these are boss ladies. They're really doing their thing, and I'm so excited to have them here. It is Advanced Magazine, and they are here live in the studio. I'm going to have them introduce themselves in just a moment, but I'm so excited to have them here. And then I have, just the man that everybody knows. I mean, who is this man? Okay, we're going to find out. He is the visionary behind Tucks and Chucks. And Mr. Appling is the sought-after man, especially around this time of the year. Probably where are the tickets? Can we get tickets? Can we be a part? How can we be a part? But he has a phenomenal event that happens every year, and we'll be speaking to him about that. And then we have the guy who, you remember Hello, Detroit. Well, this gentleman has a CD, a Christmas CD or a song, especially for Detroit, that is amazing. And I'm going to allow you guys to hear that song. It is my new favorite Christmas song because it really is. You know how you get that feel-good song? You always want that feel-good song. His song really is a feel-good song. So I'm so excited to have him here. It is Mr. LaDon. He's in the house. And I'm telling you, a lot of people are playing this in their home around the holidays. And it's just going to be because I like to gas stuff up. And this is a hot song. I really do. I'm trying to tell you, it's a hot song. So, and then we have just a woman who, I never knew you could do so much with balloons in my life. She literally can make life-size dolls with balloons on top of many, many other things. And she's very modest, so humble, but she's extremely talented. We have Brandy Nesbitt. She's in the building. and I think she's shy, but she is just so talented. And then we have my girl. Okay, so when I wanted to do an event, I wanted it to be done right. But then I got upstaged by DJ BJ. Yes, I'm talking about you, DJ. You upstaged me with you in your baby shower. You in your baby shower, she shut it down for your baby shower. So it is no other than Renee Marie Evans. She is just amazing, and she will be here live and talking to us about how wonderful she is. Minority business is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and I have so many in the room today. So that is what I'm spotlighting. However, I'd be remiss if I didn't start out with the word of the day. And today's word of the day is know who you are. Know who you are. Because, see, the funny thing about not knowing who you are is that even if you don't know who you are, other people do. Let me say that again. If you don't know who you are, the funny thing is that other people see you and they still do know who you are. Now, why would that be an issue? Well, here's the funny thing about that. If you don't know who you are, and all of us are called to greatness, then what happens is those who see who you are, who are intimidated by who you are, will try to lead you down a pathway that has absolutely nothing to do with their calling and purpose and lead you astray, and you'll be 12 million feet one. You need to be the polar opposite direction, and they'll be okay with doing that because they know who you are. Mm-hmm. And you being who you are makes them feel insignificant or insecure because they did not want to step out on who they are. Mm-hmm. So, please make sure that you know who you are, because if you don't, there's so many people that do. And it's very rare that the people who do see who you are will help you become that person. Not that they're not out there, but it's for you to know, because once you know, knowing truly is half the battle, like G.I. Joe said. That truly is half the battle. Once you know who you are and then whose you are, nobody in the world will be ever able to stop you. Absolutely. But you first have to know that for yourself. So that is the word of the day. Know who you are, people. And I know who I am because I have just wonderful people around me. And I'm so excited. I don't know who I want to start off with first. I'm going to ask you. Oh, and they're pointing at you. And I was going to say, did you want ladies first? But they said Mr. Appling. Okay, so Mr. Appling, how would you like to start? I'd like to first know who you are. Right. And because I think we've been Facebook friends for a really long time now.
Okay.
And I've really been seeing you and trying to connect with you for a very long time.
That's correct.
And I'm thinking that this is long overdue.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think now, like, the time is conducive because I work during the day. I work at General Motors, so after hours works better for me. But my name is Jason Appling. I'm a co-founder of Cool Smart Incorporated. It's a nonprofit 501c3 organization in which what we do is we educate the youth and young professionals about the importance of being charitable and being philanthropic in Metro Detroit. So it's all about teaching our community, hey, once you get to a certain point or even when you're young, just changing that narrative and giving back. You know, the whole idea has to be to give back because naturally, you know, we reach out for other folks to try to help us, but if we helped ourselves, just think about, you know, instead of going to a corporation and asking for $20,000, what if we asked, you know, 200 people $400? I mean, it's just different. It's just we can collectively get together and help ourselves. And I think for my upbringing, that was one of the things that I really didn't get involved into charity until I became 30 years old. So I'm going on 37. My birthday is tomorrow. Proud Scorpio.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, I started getting heavily involved in the charity and being philanthropic when I was 30. But think about it, if I was involved when I was like 10 and I was going to Habitat for Humanity or going to soup kitchens, I would be further along than I am now. But I didn't, you know, that wasn't the thing, you know, back then. So
it's okay. Yep. God's timing is cool. That's all right.
God's timing is cool, but I want to influence our young people to start thinking about that at an early age. So start thinking about that when you're in middle school and high school, when you go to college. That can be the focus for some of your extracurricular activities. When you come out of college, now you're making money. Now your wherewithal, you're a little further more financially advanced, and you're thinking about how can I invest in my community, be more socially responsible. So that's what our organization is about.
Well, he just put it down in less than a minute, I want to say. Okay, so what do you feel was your turning point in knowing that being philanthropic was the way for you? Because so many people just see themselves.
Right, exactly. I think for me, it was just, you know, honestly, turning 30, I got to a certain financial situation. And I felt like, you know, hey, what am I doing for my city? What am I doing for my community? What I'm doing for young people that come after me? And a lot of times growing up in corporate America, that's the narrative that older people talk about, and they say, hey, you know, for you really to be successful, it's about how many lives you touch, you know, not just yourself. You know, who are you impacting, who are you affecting and making their lives better? So for me, I just took that to heart, and I'm a giving person, so I love it. You know, I've always been one in entertainment, so it's like, okay, let me use this God-given ability to bring all these people together to raise money for good causes.
That's good.
So it's just a transition.
That's good.
Right.
Okay, so now you keep saying 30. You turn how old tomorrow?
I'll be 37 tomorrow.
Okay, because, you know, he kept making me feel older and older each time he said it. And I said, well, you know, because I'm just a wee bit older than 30, just a wee bit. And, you know, but what I like about you is that you've been consistent.
Right. Thank you.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that consistency truly is the key to success. You can't like start and stop. Most people stop because things get hard. Right. But they're supposed to get hard. Yes. Because they're designed to stop you from being exactly who you are.
You're correct.
What challenges do you feel you had to overcome to be the legend, the brand, the name?
It's funny. The challenge, I mean, every year it's our challenge against ourselves, like creating a better event as it relates to Tucks and Chucks. And it's always a financial challenge. Like, you know, as a nonprofit, you're always trying to raise funds, get people engaged. I think from the standpoint of people, we're really engaged with the millennials and they come out and support. It's just, you know, to throw an event in a lot of these venues, it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. So, you know, you're talking about $50,000, $60,000 for Tucks and Chucks. So we're trying to, you know, now a lot of that money we pay for out of our pocket, you know, to give that type of experience. And we know that this demographic that we focus on now, the millennials are different than our parents and the older generation because they really get giving. It's not about what you give back. From what you give, it's about giving. So it's really trying to teach our generation, like, don't focus on so much of what you get back. You know, it's about giving. It's about giving that, you know, give your sweat equity, give that financial, because money moves things. I mean, things don't move without money, you know. So it is really just changing that culture to be more giving. And it's not about, okay, if I give you this $100 for this ticket, what am I getting back? So it's a change.
Okay. So my show's a little different because I do group conversations. I just don't do one-on-one because that gets kind of, I don't want to say mundane. I'm sure, I'm no disrespect to anybody else's show. I just do it a little different. Okay, so ladies, and I have the beautiful ladies of Advance Magazine. You guys are doing something that I haven't seen done in a very long time. I grew up where my mom and my aunts, they went to, I'm trying to think of the fashion show that would happen every year, but it was always heavily promoted in Ebony and Jet and Essence. And yes, oh my goodness. And so, but I would look at these magazines and I would watch how they would have total photo shoots for the magazine spread and all of the above. But then things got a little lax, and then you started seeing people say, okay, well, you know, you come ready. Make sure you got your makeup and your hair done. And I'm just like, wow, okay. I mean, it kind of took away from the experience that I had in my mind. But you ladies do it, and you do it well. So to talk about giving, you guys give to those who are on your cover before they even open up their mouth, I'm assuming, and speak to you, just like Jason gives before you even come through the door to have an experience that most people love and talk about for an entire year until the next one. When did you just say, you know what, we're going to do this, and we're not going to do it the rushed way. We're not going to do it the way that everybody else is doing it. We're going to do it with some class and some style and some grace, and not to say that anybody else isn't. It's just I see the time that you've taken to do what you do. What made you do that?
So, I mean, I guess we kind of took an opportunity to actually bring that liveliness here. We see, you know, Vanity, we see Essence, or we see Vogue, and it's like, okay, why can't we do that? Being from, you know, millennials from Detroit, you know what I'm saying? That would be the last thing somebody would expect us to do, right? So we started as a blog, and I was honestly like looking for something a little bit more, and I feel like God told me to go ahead and take this step and make it print. And then a lot of people, I was telling Jason, a lot of people was like, well, why don't you do E? So we are strictly print. We don't have an online at all. So we are strictly print. And everybody was like, well, print is dead. And I'm like, no, you know, Essence and Vogue, they're selling fine. So I'm ready to, you know, take up that challenge and to be the next. Well, I won't say the next, but we'll make a name for ourselves. So Advance Magazine is here. So I believe personally, I like to do things in excellence, right? I don't like to come out the house looking any kind of way. I don't want to go to a job where you guys run your business any kind of way. So I took that same approach, and I actually started off at Quicken Loan. So I started off in corporate. So actually being under a corporate, you know, entity like that taught me a lot of business smarts and how you can't take forever to respond to an email. And you know what I mean? You have to kind of treat everything as if it's your last or as if it's your first, and you're super excited about it. So I take that similar approach, and we all of the team members at Advanced Magazine believe in excellence as well. So when it comes to photo shoots, we're going all out. We're getting the best makeup artists, the best hairstylists, the best photographers. And honestly, like you said about giving back, because I believed in sowing seeds as in my early years. I expected God to send me those same people to sow into my vision. And thus far, everyone that's ever partnered with us they've sowed a seed. So, I believe it's because, I was always willing to give to someone else and not always look for, the check. Some of our millennials always like, well, is there a check involved? But sometimes to get to that check, you have to have experience. And you have to say, hey, I'm just going to be humble, and I'm just going to do this for free, or I'm just going to donate this service. So I think it all plays a part in how, we handle things. So that was really the main goal, to provide. If you're going to do something, you do it 100%, right?
Yes.
You don't do it 20 or 30. So that's literally what we've been trying to do. And the feedback has been amazing. So I think people really understand and see that we take pride in what we put out there. So.
Well, you do. Very well said, ma'am. Okay, and your name is?
My name is Ambria Curry. I'm the CEO of Advanced Magazine.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so, ma'am, to piggyback up
This
behind
is Pam.
that.
She's our liaison. She's amazing. She's with me everywhere that we go. So
Here
please,
she go,
talk to her.
gassing me up. But yeah, just in terms of giving, the city of Detroit is beautiful, and unfortunately, our country always tries to have such negative connotation with this city. And thank you so much, boss. Thank you so much for taking that. But by us operating in a spirit of excellence, it's like, don't believe the hype. Like, there are beautiful things going on here in Detroit, and there are beautiful things going on in the millennial community, because as millennials, we get the negative labels of being lazy and stuck up and wanting things handed to us. Whereas, we're grinding for this vision that God gave her. And we give back to our own staff. Shout out to our wonderful makeup artist, Taylor Rogers. You can follow her on Instagram at the Makeup Icon. Our hairstylist, I am Raven B.
Right.
They always show up and they always show out. Each and every client that we have, they treat them like royalty, and it's professional. We work as a well-oiled machine, and we are very obedient to everybody and the parts that they play. So there are no egos involved, and I love how that's just portraying a very positive image as a whole.
Yes.
So we're not only, making this platform to give back to each other and for the magazine, but also our people here in the city, because Detroit is lit.
Yes. I'm telling you, Detroit is dope. The D is for a purpose. I'm just saying. Okay, so when you see this,
Right.
When you see this, what goes on through your mind? Because I know you have a branding and a marketing.
Well, shout out to her for believing in her vision.
Absolutely.
And supporting you. So that's
Yes.
big, because a lot of times you don't find people. We always want to do our own thing. Where we can just couple together and make it bigger, right? So much respect for you for believing in her and supporting her. That's really dope.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's the first thing. And then, like you said, if you want to do print, do print.
Yeah.
It just because it doesn't work for anybody else doesn't mean that, it's not going to work for you. So I'm proud that you sticking with what you want to do, and you seeing that through. So that's good.
You.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
we need more of us to control the narrative. What's in print, what's
Yes.
in TV.
Exactly.
We
Yes.
need more of our story from
Yes.
our perspective.
Yes.
Especially from a local standpoint, because
Yes.
I don't really see it.
No,
Right.
at
I
all.
don't see it. Where's
No.
Yeah.
And to talk about that, and take this over here. There's so many things. I was just having a conversation with someone about when we grew up, the different things that we did see in media, the different things that we did see on TV, like the Cosby Show. Okay, so forget that, everybody's, Bill Cosby. Okay, I get the fact that I fell in love with Cliff Huxtable. I get that.
Right.
I get that. I even get the fact that I'm just really going out on a limb and say I really truly don't even believe everything that I hear. Right. Because I also get that when you're a minority and when you put yourself in a position of power to own something powerful that has not been owned by a minority before, I understand that certain things will play out to prevent you from doing that thing.
Absolutely.
I get that. So, with that being said, however, we had the Cosby Show. We had A Different World. So we had these things that showed us in a positive light and what to do and what we could be.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we have, no shade, I love you, Carrie Carrie Washington, but we have Scandal. And then we have Why Did I Get Away with Murder? And then we have all these different things. How did I get away with murder? Okay, see, and they had to help me. I mean, it's just a lot of different things that Modern Family, it's just a lot of different things that may be what the narrative is for those individuals or certain families, but that may not be what I want to show my family. So we really don't have a lot of things that we can sit down as a family to watch.
Right.
How do we change that? And so that was a discussion, and I think we keep doing more of the same.
Right.
And my thing was, okay, so how do we change that? But we have to start. I have a responsibility. I've chosen to go into media. I have a responsibility. I don't take that lightly. So many people just go along to get along. I don't care. Okay, so I had Kristen Montoya from Basketball Wives of LA. I really didn't care to exploit and to hear about all of the trash that goes on with reality TV because it's not reality and it does not show women in a positive light, and I don't care to talk about it.
Right.
What I cared to talk about was her and her plight on getting behind bullying, cyberbullying, something that's positive. I'm sure I've seen her be on many other people after my show, and that's what they wanted to talk about. Wonderful. That's not what I wanted to focus on.
Right.
We have to be the change that we want to see, but it starts with us first.
Absolutely.
You,
Yes.
sir, I'm very proud of.
Appreciate it.
Because not only have you made an event, most say, oh, it's a great event. Great. But you have certain nonprofits
Right.
compete.
Yeah,
to-
so what we do, just to go into detail, every year, so Tucks and Chucks is a fundraiser for my nonprofit, Cool Smart, but what we do, because we realize everybody can't pull 1,000 people together to throw an event, so we share portions of the proceeds to other nonprofits. And on Facebook, what we do, we have a submission process. Once you submit, the requirement is you have to be a 501c3, tax designation, and then when we take that allotment, what we do is we let the public vote. We put out the list, and whoever gets the most votes, the top 2 organizations with the most votes, that's who we benefit at Tucks and Chucks. So we do the whole big check thing. We submit, and we give them funds from our proceeds that we raise.
I love that. I love that. So 5 years from now, where do you see Tucks and Chucks going?
So 5 years from now, well, actually, I wanted it to be last year, but the goal is to take Tucks and Chucks to every major city. So next, Chicago. We're just, trying to get all the funding, so we won't stretch ourselves thin, but go to Chicago, go to Atlanta, go to New York, go to LA, and do the same thing for other nonprofits in their communities. And really, it's just all about spreading the word that, hey, we can get together and have a good time, but let's do it for purpose. Let's do it and impact the community, I mean, you could dress up all day, open bar event, dress to the tens, but we're going to raise money for some local nonprofits to help them in their vision because they need money.
Yeah. And I think so many of us, and that's another thing that I really want to talk about. Why are we as minority businesses so scared to actually ask for the dollar? Ask for the money.
I know I'm not. I ask for it all day.
But so many of us are. I mean, I think when we do that, we limit who we are and the purpose on which God, because it's good to bless people. I take nothing away from that. And it's always good to give back.
Right.
But you can't give back to everyone and still have a business.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I don't think people get nor understand that.
Yeah.
When, at what point do we start knowing truly our worth and what we're doing?
Right. I think it, a lot of times what I find is in our community, a lot of times we want to hook up. And we'll go outside our community and pay full price, but with us, we want to hook up. And I think we just got to realize that, hey, You know, if I'm going to buy from you, I need to pay your full value so you can continue business, because it's one thing to walk into the shop where people know you and you could connect and you're seeing your community thrive. And I want to pay full. I don't want no discount. You know, I want a discount from the high-end stuff.
Right.
Not from anybody that's trying to build. You know, at least wait till they get to a certain point where they're sustainable and then they can do it. But, you know, most of the time when you're starting a business, the first couple years, first 3 to 5 years, you're really just paying the bills and you're really not making a salary yourself.
True.
So I think what we got to do is just change that mindset, get away from the hookups, pay full price, and even tip.
Yes.
And then, like you said, when it goes to asking for that money, you know, your platform, you know, who knows? You know, they might get a sponsorship. Somebody might hear this and then be like, hey, I want to support them young ladies and help fund their mission. Or they might do the same for me. So we need that awareness. Like, keep getting that, putting the word out. Because somebody's going to like what you're talking about, and they're going to want to support.
True.
Right.
Okay. So go ahead. No, go ahead.
Because I know your original question was, how come we don't ask for help? And I think sometimes, you know, on one side of the coin, yes, people are always trying to get a hookup. Right. I literally was just talking to a colleague the other day, and it unnerves me because, like he just said, like, you'll go outside of your community and you won't question their price, you won't question the worth, you will just save up for it and you'll buy that product. But if it's somebody you know, be like, hey man, you know, why don't you just go ahead and give me a sample? And it's like, well, why don't you just go ahead and invest in this gift that you know that I have, if you know my worth. And as far as asking for help, I think sometimes people get so deep in their pride about it to where they feel like, well, if I ask for help, then that means I don't have it together. If I ask, you know, hey, can we work out something here? Like, I'll invest in you. Can you invest in me? Like, I need help with X, Y, and Z, or can you educate me? Then it'll look like, oh, then I look raggedy or I don't have it together.
That's very true.
And then sometimes people get in their pride to where it's just like, oh, well, they may not want to help me succeed because of their own little personal agenda, where the reality is there's enough room for everybody to eat.
That's true.
And their own lane. You know, yes, be focused on your stuff here, but there's enough room to where you can feed into somebody else just as much as they can feed into you. But people get caught up in their pride about it. And that's what keeps those constructs there. And that's why we don't have as much wealth as we should in our communities. So,
and then also, just to add to that, just to piggyback, you know, people like to piggyback. I like to piggyback. But a lot of people don't understand that before you can be the one to ask, you have to be the one to give. So we were just talking about that. So I found myself personally, when I started the journey of becoming, you know, an entrepreneur and owning a business, I had to kind of step up my support game. You know what I mean? I had to actually start going to other people's events, start buying their products before I could ask you to buy mine. So it's like a give and take situation. So I find that you know, you give or you get what you put out. So I think if more people learn to go ahead and just put out a little something, they'll expect it back. Because I don't believe in, you know, you spending yourself and nobody ever looks at you or looks your way or tries to help you out in some form or fashion. So I believe it's super important to start there first before you can even you know, complain about what you don't get or the support you don't get. So I think, you know, people should be mindful of that.
right.
Love it. Okay, so your event, sir, is when? Because I know this is coming up and it's in a few weeks because we got the holidays coming up.
Yeah, so Black Friday, November 24th.
All
It's
right.
at the Motor City Casino Soundboard. It's from 8 p.m. to 12. You can go to tucksandchucks.org to get tickets, or you can go to Ticketmaster and look up Tucks and Chucks, and you'll get the tickets.
So how much is it the difference in the tickets?
Right.
Prior
So
to and
Yep.
at the
So
door?
we got an open bar ticket, which is $120. That's for open bar and food, and then we got an $85 ticket, which is just food. So you pay for your drink. So it depends on what you want to do. If you want to drink all night, I just say go. You might as well just get to drink all night because you're gonna get more than 4 drinks.
See, I don't drink, so I guess I would be the one at the food bar, like just hanging out.
Oh,
but
it's a lot of food.
Okay, so what is the attire? Because I think people need to understand what
Right.
Tucks and Chucks is.
Right. So it's after 5 cocktail chic. chic. You know, it's not like you don't have to wear long gowns. It's not black tie. But, you know, people like I will have a tuxedo on. A lot of people wear tux. Women wear dresses, come down to the knees. And we do wear Chuck Taylor. So, you know, I mean, out of 1,000 people, you probably get 700 people with Chucks. And that's including women. And women are really competitive with the Chucks.
Yes,
they get them bedazzled. They get all type of spray paint and coloring over it. I mean, it's really something where you can have fun. It's a fun evening. You could dress up and, you know, let the feet, you know, relax a little bit because you're going to be dancing all night.
This is the part that I love about the whole thing because you can be fly all the way to your feet and then you're comfortable.
Right.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, one day out the year.
Yes, you could not have come up with a better concept for us women. Thank you.
Yeah. And people love it too. And a lot of times when I talk to women, they're like, "No, I'm not used to wearing, gym shoes." And then they wear their heels and they see how many women got on Chucks and like, "Man, I should have worn my Chucks." And they look how flashy and fly they are. And then their feet start hurting because everybody dancing all night. You know, this is not a sit down fundraiser. This is not. We got tables all over the place. I mean, we have seating, but it's more so for you to be energetic. It's like a concert. It's really like a fundraiser with a concert feel. We have a live band. We have two DJs. They go through a DJ battle. We go through the decades, all the way from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So you hear all that good old school music and some of the new music. We turn up. And it's a fun time. So I enjoy myself. So I know.
Well, you just and artists should because you put a lot of work into this.
And I just showed these ladies a video, so I think I got them. I sold them.
Yeah, I saw. Okay, so is there anything that you need, or if there's someone who wants to partner or be a part of Tucks and Chucks?
Right. So we always need sponsorship. So we have small business sponsorships starting at $500, and that's marketing, promotion, tickets. You come in, in Motor City, you got the big screen, so we're promoting your business all over the place and on social media and that to bring awareness to you. And we also need corporate sponsorships. That's a big thing because, the more corporate sponsorships that we can get, the more we can actually bring in national acts, do more, outside of that. So really sponsorship and then just awareness, like tell a friend, and let's go. If it's your birthday, it's everybody coming in for the holidays, Thanksgiving. Yeah. I know you want to party. Yeah. You're coming back from college, you live in Chicago or wherever you live and you're coming back home, it's a good time. It's a good time to dress up and go out and see everybody you haven't seen because that's where they're going to be.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Well, the older people.
Yeah.
Me.
Well, you got to understand, I'm 37, so the demographic of the event is really 30 to 45. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still in that. Don't try to knock me out.
So my parents come to this event.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
Yeah, so they have because it's relaxed. It's not like we're jam packing everybody in. It's a fundraiser, so it's spacious. It's seating. You got the soundboard area, but you can go into the back area where the food is and relax and chill. We got karaoke back there. We got other things that you can do. So you cannot, depending on your vibe, if you want to be all in the action or you want to pull out the action, it's up to you. So it's you'll be very comfortable.
I love it. Tucks and Chucks. This is November 24th from 8 to 12.
That's correct.
At the Motor City Soundboard.
That's correct.
You want to get your tickets. If you want to get your cocktail on, then $120.
Yep, $120 open bar at this time.
If you're like me and you don't necessarily drink, but you know how to look fabulous and go and eat, then...
Yep, you can save money. You can pay $85. Yep, $85 for that ticket. So, either way you want to go. But, and we got rooms. I mean, rooms are available that night. You can get a room if you don't want to drive because you're having a good time. I got a room. I do it every year, me and my partner. Just because we're having a good time.
I don't know why you guys would not get a room, though,
right, exactly.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work going on, But we got help, so... Latoya Von Gretchen is our event coordinator, event manager, so she does a lot. She's great. She makes the place look beautiful. She handles everything. So we actually have help.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so ladies, Advance Magazine will be in the building. Now, I'm just saying, when you go to things like this, what are you guys looking for? And do you always go to capture a particular moment with the magazine? Because I don't think people understand that when you're with the magazine, you're telling a story. Right. So do you already have that in mind? Do you kind of sketch it out and outline, like, we're going for this, and this is what we want to outline, this is what we want to show? Or do you kind of wait until that moment and then say, you know what, that's it, camera guy, get it, and we're going to talk to this person, that person, let's go, run with the story.
So we pretty much do it like that. I believe it's more organic that way.
Yeah.
So if there's something like, okay, we need to get X, Y, and Z, then, we'll map it out. But for the most part, we go to genuinely connect, and everything else kind of comes, follows suit, with who we talk to. And, we went into interesting people like, Jason
Mr.
here,
Appling.
and tell us about the event. She was just randomly telling me about this before we walked in, actually. So it kind of happens just like that. So I'm proud to say that we're fans of the organic style.
Yeah.
I love the organic style. That's kind of who I am, because I don't know how to be, well, I guess I could if I needed to, but I think it makes it quite stuffy, and you don't get the moments that maybe other people would not get.
Sure.
And I never want to be a cookie cutter version of someone else. I like to kind of be my own entity of sorts, which you all are. Did you know when you were younger that you were like destined for greatness? Did you feel, because I know some people say, well, I was just I kind of stumbled into this, but for me, there's always been a knowing that I was called to something greater. Didn't know what that greater was. I just knew. Did you always know that you would be set apart?
I always knew I was going to be in entertainment because I just love to have fun, and being bored to me is like the worst thing ever. So I feel like my level of being entertained should entertain everybody because I put so much focus on it. So I just knew I had to like touch people and just, it's all about having a good time with me.
Okay.
That's my gift to give people. Like, you around me, we're going to have a good time.
And you said that a few times since I met you.
We're going to dance all night long. We're going to have a good time. We're not going to worry about our problems. We're not going to worry about work because I don't want to deal with that. And I want, that's just in me. It's just natural. All my friends know that I always want to have a good time. So I think that's just, I knew it was going to be surrounded by fun. Okay. And I think people, fun is a business. People were willing to pay for fun. People want to be entertained. People need fun. They need to have it because work could be stressful. You got to let loose. You got to have fun. We're not old, and even if you're older, you're not too old to have fun. No. Nobody.
Nobody's ever too old to have fun.
You shouldn't stop having fun until you die.
Right. That's right. Yes. I would agree with that.
And then in that next world you go to, you
better have fun.
Up.
Yes.
It needs to start back up.
This is true.
I always knew fun is, I'm in the business of fun.
Okay, so I know you have, your 9 to 5, or I would call it the investor.
Right.
What does it look like for you to be Mr. Fun 24/7? What does that look like?
Well, I got to make a lot more money than I'm making now in the fun business.
Okay.
Because, I work for General Motors and they pay me well. And the funny thing about fun, I can do it nocturnally. It can be at night. I can do it on the weekends. I can keep, that steady income. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a young son. He just turned 1 on Sunday. So, and my girlfriend. So I got people to take care of. So I want to have steadiness so I can pay for them bills, but then also take that extra money to invest.
Okay, here I come. Here I come with the, it's not a devil's advocate because this is all God. So what if?
Yes.
What if it was that job that's really keeping you from the off the limits, the all the time fun, the money that would surpass what you're making at your job? What do you say to that?
Well, sometimes you got to take a leap. I always look at, so one of my DJs, DJ Mix, he used to work for Verizon and he hated it. And he ended up taking that leap, and he became a DJ full time, and now he makes more money than he did when he was working at Verizon. He's a lot more happier. He's able to feed his family. So I look at people like him and LaToya Cunningham. She's a PR.
Yes.
Yeah, so LaToya,
I love her.
LaToya is our PR person. She took the lead last year.
Yes, she did.
And she's full-time PR events and everything
we love you,
she
Toya.
does. So I look at them, and I'm inspired. But, I like the corporate hustle, too. I mean, because a lot of business comes from that day job. So that day job connects me to so many people. And I'm doing events. So I'm part of G-Man, which is the affinity group of General Motors. Yeah. And I'm doing their Black History Month event in February. And I do their UNCF White Party fundraiser in the summer. So I get to still, it's a way for me to still connect to a large body of people. So I don't. And then work isn't that hard, so if I was just out, I figured if I wasn't working all the time, I'd be spending more money. I'd rather be making the money because I'm going to spend it regardless. So I just want to be connected. I like to be connected to General Motors and what's going on. I love their products. I always wanted to work for GM. So, from a corporate standpoint, I like to have both because I want to take over all the corporate fun. because corporate people love to have a lot of fun, and they got budgets.
Yes.
They give me a budget.
Yes, we like
it's totally
budgets to
different.
have
If I
fun.
had this budget that I'm working with for Black History Month for the Tux and Chucks, man, it'd be like 3,000 people there. So, so I think I like playing in both worlds.
Okay.
I do well in both worlds.
All right. Okay, so ladies, 2018 is coming.
Yes, it is.
We already hear that we have an invitation coming to a Black History event, I'm thinking,
Yes.
and a white party. I just heard.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
just saying.
Any event you want to come to, I got you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, now that we have already two dates that we got to block off in 2018, what is in store for Advance Magazine in 2018? I'm excited, though, because okay, now here's one thing I'm just going to say.
Okay.
Just plug for myself.
Come on,
Plugs. So, I know you're for the millennials, and I'm not quite that. That might be my daughter
We
who's
are for
20.
the ambitious woman.
About to be 21. Okay, so, whenever you want to feature that part,
Okay.
like strong, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You ready for your camera?
Got you.
Come on.
But I really love the articles, and I really love what you have to say. Is there anything that you've seen at the end of 2017 that you may want to focus on in 2018, or kind of drive home in 2018 and get more people involved? Because you guys really can change the trajectory of what people do, how people think. Do you have any of that lined up?
Yes, we do. The major thing or the major project that we're looking to implement in 2018 is marketing.
Okay.
Market. You can have literally the best product in the entire world that may make everyday life easier for anybody. But if nobody knows about it, it's like a loss, and then you're doing yourself a disservice for spending so much time on a great product and nobody knows about it. So we're looking to expand our marketing to other states. We do have a couple subscribers, and we have some buyers from other states. So we're looking to really ramp up the marketing. We're looking at billboards and all of that good stuff.
I can see it.
I'm just super excited.
I can
for
see
it.
it. I can see it.
Get the vision?
Yes, I do.
Love
I
it.
do.
So that's what we're looking at.
I love it. I love it. I don't know. It's just something very empowering about women and women do it, not to slight men. Because let me tell you, let me just say this sidebar. There's so many people that bash men, and then they have so many negative things to say about men. And I don't know if it's because I love my father so much. I don't know. I really still can't put my finger on what it is, but I have such a love for men. Not, love like just boy crazy. It's not that. It's men get such a bad rap, and I'll continue to say this until we as women wake up. Men have to carry the world on their back and then have to deal with us. Dealing with us alone.
Say that again.
Dealing with us alone.
Watch yourself now.
Okay.
Now wait.
Dealing with us alone, because we come with a lot of different stuff. That's a lot. That's a full-time job. That's you got to be a counselor, a psychiatrist. You got to be too many things for us.
Right.
Okay. But then they have to go out into the world. I don't care what nationality they are. I do understand that our African-American men do have a heavier weight. But just men alone, because they're not taught to share their feelings. They're not taught to, they had a breakup. We always think that men don't care and they just go on to the next. Well, maybe they do, because how they see things are a little bit different. However, that doesn't mean that they still have healed. That doesn't mean that they didn't hurt. That didn't mean that they walked away unscathed. They deal with a lot of stuff, but everything is so hidden.
Right.
And I don't even really know where they go, because they're always around for us to see. So I don't know when they have that moment, that time to deal with all of the things. So I have such a huge respect and love genuinely for men. I do. But when but in addition, when I see women just doing a thing, I grew up with, oh my God, and I've interviewed her on my show. I'm so sorry. Essence, the braids, Susan Taylor.
Okay.
Growing up, watching her, I always knew I wanted to be in media. I didn't know what facet. I always still saw myself on magazine covers and things. I did. I that's never left. But I loved how she empowered women. and how I knew I wanted to be more. I wanted to be somebody great to be able to help other people, and that's all they ever featured. And to be two young women who are doing the exact same thing, I'm so elated, so very much excited for you guys, because that's such a powerful thing to do. It is such a powerful thing to do, and you guys are doing it in such a classy way. It is not being done like backdoor type, come on, we're going to get this done. You're doing it with class, style, and grace. And so I wish Advance Magazine much advancement. And you named it the right thing, because, as you name a thing, so it happens. So it just so happens that I'm always on the go. And so I'm always kind of tired a little bit, but on the go. What can I say is the name. Exactly. But Advance Magazine. Cool. Is it Cool Smart?
Yeah, Cool Smart.
Tell us about that.
The name.
And then we're going to go on a break, because we got so many phenomenal people. I can just, as you can see, I can talk, because I just love people and I love what they do, and I like people to know what you do. Right.
So Cool Smart, it's all about, I think when you look at companies like Apple, they're taking technology, smart, and making it cool, fashionable. So when you take things that are smart, like technology, philanthropy, charity, the arts, you take those things that are smart and making it more fashionable, making it a cool thing.
Trendy.
I think, you make it trendy. I think that's where you galvanize the young folks, because young folks always want to be what's in. And then also, we are, millennials. We're techies. We're growing up in the tech world. I mean, my little son, he walks up to my big screen TV and pushes it because he thinks it's a touch screen, but it's not. I mean, that's just the world we live in. Like, technology is everywhere. It's totally different than when we were growing up. So that's what we want to focus on, taking those things that are enriching in the community and smart and making them cool, and it works out. We took a fundraiser, which people love the party element, but we tied that smart part, which is the fundraising and the giving, into it, and that's the essence of Cool Smart.
So what does your customer look like for Cool Smart?
Yeah, so so for Cool Smart, it's basically we go to the high school. So you're talking about kids that are in high school, teaching them from that standpoint, all the way up to somebody 60 years old. I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can learn to be philanthropic and give back. If that wasn't part of, if you weren't taught that or seen that, then maybe that's not your nature. So we're I mean, there's really.
So you're a service.
We're service. We're all about education. We're an educating nonprofit.
Thank you for educating me there.
So we do a lot of our programming throughout the year outside, because we're mostly known for Tux and Chucks. That's the big thing. Everybody want to party, right? But we do programming outside of that. So we partner with the DIA every quarter, and we do a night at the museum where we bring a art curator in.
I love that.
She teaches us, or he teaches us about art. So we're trying to cultivate the next group of millennials that are art enthusiasts. And what that does, the byproduct of that, is you go out and now you're buying local art. Look at people like Sydney James.
Yes.
She's amazing.
Yes.
This woman got murals all over the place, but that we need to still support her. Even though
shout out to Jason Phillips. He's amazing.
Jason Phillips as well. There's a lot of local artists that are in the community, and they're creating beautiful works, and we got to realize that we can buy some of this local art and it'll appreciate. You can pass that on. You put that in your house, it appreciates, instead of going buying the Jordans or whatever, buy some art, be sophisticated.
Yes. I love it.
So
I am on the go with Advance Magazine. And please, ladies, tell your name again, because your name is just so beautiful. Or maybe it's just how you say it, because, I saw something on the other, somebody put this on Instagram. Sean Blanchard. Okay, now Sean Blanchard, I've been saying your name like this for a minute, Sean Blanchard. But then Sonny goes and says, Sean Blanchard. So maybe it's just how you're saying your name. That could be it. But tell us your name so that people can say, they won't just walk up, hey, Advance Magazine. No.
Absolutely. So I'm Ambria Curry. Again, I'm the CEO of Advance Magazine. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Ambria, AMBREA_C. And then on Facebook, I'm just Ambria Curry. Connect with me, see what's happening. I'm super excited to always connect. That's literally the staple of our work. So please, if you see me walking, say hi.
Ambria, we're going to say hello to you.
Yes. Don't just be staring, being awkward.
Right. Say hi.
And ma'am, you are?
I am Camille Broadus. I am the senior liaison for Advance Magazine.
Where's
Again,
Camille?
you can follow us on Facebook at Advance Magazine and also on Instagram at Advance_magazine. If you want to follow me personally on Facebook, it is Camille Nicole Broadus. And then on Instagram, it is Cam Chaotic, CamChaotic. And it's just an honor to be here.
Yes, thank you for having
and
us.
to be on your show and to be here with all these beautiful people in the room and this wonderful
Beautiful
energy. So thank you so much for having us.
You are more than welcome. And Mr. Appling,
Yes.
give us all of your information
Yeah,
so we
so
can follow you.
for the event, tucksandchucks.org, coolsmart.org for websites. You can follow us on Instagram, coolsmart, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Personally, mine is J_APP. Basically, I mean, you'll find it. Just go out there and push Tucks and Chucks, and you'll find so much stuff about me. It's just all over the place. So YouTube videos and everything. But yeah, let's connect. And then to you ladies, if you ever need some help from me, let me know how I can help. I mean, if you got a launch event, or
love it.
you said you need marketing. I mean, that's pretty much what
I love it.
help people out. So let me know how I can help and pull the seed into your business.
And you know what? And with that being said, I just want to take this time because I forget a lot of things sometimes when I'm on air, and then I get off air and I'm like, man, Brittany Brown. I I want to shout you out because she started something that's so phenomenal every Wednesday where people just, I mean, like I would not have. Did I talk to you guys before then or no?
I think we maybe connected on
Instagram
Facebook
or
Instagram.
okay.
But we
That
didn't
was the
actually
thing.
talk until then.
So Brittany Brown started a how can I call it? I want to say a barter. Now I understand that we just talked about
was
money,
an
and
adopt a
I
business
get
challenge.
that, but it is a business challenge, and then what it is that if we are so successful, why can we not help another individual with what we do? Because like Jason said, well, I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said, throwing God in the mix because I always do. You cannot outgive God in giving. So if you're giving, you may not get it back the same way, but you may get it back in a totally different way that you need it on your own and your own person that you probably didn't even know that you needed yourself.
Right.
So one thing I know is that Miss Brown will be abundantly blessed, and I do mean abundantly blessed
Yes.
for the rest of her life because she
Yes.
started this huge thing to where there's a gazillion businesses every Wednesday and people who need services that are just going back and forth and barter services. And it is the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen only because it's making a connection. And I think it's doing something even more powerful than she anticipated.
Yeah.
So shout out to Brittany Brown.
Yes,
Shout out
hey,
to Brittany
Brittany,
Brown. We love you and your brain because sometimes when you do remove that out of the mix, then God can do something that we would have not anticipated.
And she was
So
also our summer cover girl.
yes, she
sure
was,
was.
and she was rocking the hair. She surely was. I saw that. Yes, and then shout out to AP. The princess. I've worked with her, and she is gracing the cover of You Guys magazine, and she's amazing as well. Please make sure that you follow all of these individuals: Advance Magazine, Cool Smart, and Tucks and Chucks. Please make sure that you follow them, and not only follow them, connect with them, be a blessing. I think if we were more intentional with what we wanted to do and what we did on a daily basis, then there would be much, much more. And there truly is enough for everybody out here.
That's right.
There really is. You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Mr. LaDon. He's going to take us into the Christmas spirit. I cannot wait because Christmas is my most favorite time of the year. So much goes on, and I think we just so love a little bit more around Christmas time. Absolutely. So that's what we're going to do. We'll be right back.
Sometimes I don't like you. You always got a problem. Anything that I do, I don't always understand everything about you. But I know I just can't live without you. So yeah, I do, I do, I do, 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 yeah, I do, hey. Sometimes I still treat you like a lady. Yeah, now I can't stand it when, girl, you be tripping and you know it. Yeah, but I know you just can't control it. No, so I ain't going nowhere, even though sometimes I don't like you. Yeah, always got a problem. Anything that I do, yeah, I don't always understand everything about you. No, but I know I just can't live without you. No, so yeah, I do. Don't matter how much I do or say or show you, no, cause you'll still question if it's really real what I'm feeling for you. I know that people say things ain't always what it seems. I promise this is not a dream. I'm really here with you, and you're here with me. Sometimes I don't like you. Sometimes, almost like always. Yeah, I don't always understand. No, I just can't live without you. No, so yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Hey. Sorry, I promise I do, yeah. So, yeah, I do, yeah. Even when you know, I know you're dead wrong, ain't before too long. You ain't got to apologize, it's alright, yeah. Or sometimes, yeah, always gotta. Anything that I do, I don't always understand. Ooh, but I just can't live without you, Lord. So I do. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I do.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
Sometimes I don't like you. You always got a problem. Anything that I do, I don't always understand everything about you. But I know I just can't live without you. So yeah, I do, I do, I do, 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 yeah, I do, hey. Sometimes I think you might be a little crazy, but it's fine, cause I'm still gonna treat you like a lady, yeah. Now I can't stand it when, girl, you be tripping and you know it, yeah. But I know you just can't control it, no. So I ain't going nowhere, even though sometimes I don't like you. Yeah, always got a problem. Yeah. Anything that I do, yeah, I don't always understand it. No, but I know I just can't live without you. No, so yeah, I do. Don't matter how much I do or say or show you, no, cause you'll still question if it's really real what I'm feeling for you. I know that people say things ain't always what it seems. I promise this is not a dream. I'm really here with you, and you're here with me. Sometimes I don't like you. Sometimes, almost like always, yeah. I don't always understand, no. I just can't live without you, no. So yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Hey. Sorry, I promise I do, yeah. So, yeah, I do, yeah. Even when you know, I know you're dead wrong, ain't before too long. You ain't got to apologize, it's alright, yeah. Or sometimes, yeah, always gotta. Anything that I do, I don't always understand. Ooh, but I just can't live without you, no. So I do. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I do.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.